Hello, my name is Steve Gerhardt and this is the Onagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's review of a retro live action movie called The Taxing Woman, and here's the poster. Okay, so I'm a little bit of a surprise by myself by not having talked about this movie before. It's actually a favorite movie of mine that I have somehow completely forgot. So as I was going over the list of things to talk about this week, I was like, oh, wait a minute, A Taxing Woman. How did I forget this? So anyway, the reason why I bring it up and the reason why I want to talk about it is that first, for a personal reason, this is one of two movies that really got me to expand my cinema horizons. I mean, I watch a lot of movies, a lot of different movies, independent, different countries and things like that, but I never really watched Asian movies that much before. I did, select few. And this one just kind of gave me the incentive to just dive into it. So again, it's called A Taxing Woman. It is a comedy that borders on a dramedy. So there's some drama in it, but it's funny, and it's got some role reversals to it. This movie was made in 1987, hence the reason why it's a retro review. But it was during a time when, pretty much around the world, in a lot of places in the world, women in the workplace were not equal. They were kind of below men, if you know what I mean. There's the inequality in duties, pay, etc., so forth and so on. So this movie is a little bit unusual in that it portrays a strong woman in a career of sorts as a tax collector. Okay, and that's not something you normally see. So this was kind of unusual. And as a tax collector, not only that, but she's also a single mother. So she has a boy who's about 5 years old. So that's even more rare in certain societies like Japan. That's not something common. That's not something you really see a lot of. And as a tax collector, she's very driven in her job, so she's very business-minded. And the thing that makes this part of the movie funny is how she does her job. It's much like a person who serves, warrants and stuff like that. They kind of have to come up with inventive ways to get you to serve you your papers and stuff. Same thing. She comes up with inventive ways to come in, and some of these guys actually know who she is, and they try to hide, and actually physically try to hide from her because she's really good at her job. She's really dogged about finding that little bit of income. And she's gotten to the point where she will actually, look at your receipts right in the store, and then she'll find out that you owe like maybe a yen or two, and she'll be like, okay, you owe a couple of yen, and they'll be like, all right, and then she'll stand there and go, and? So expect payment right then and there. So you can get a sense that she's very hardcore about her job. The other main character is this guy named Gondo. Oh, by the way, her name is Ryoko. And the other main character is this guy named Gondo, who is the owner of a bunch of love hotels. He's a little sleazy. He's got a teenage son who's a little bit rebellious. He doesn't know what to do with him. But, he's kind of a little bit corrupt, but he's suave. He's kind of charming. He's not a con man, but he's just suave and debonair. And so she, as a tax collector, comes by and, takes a look at his hotels and tries to find where the money is because she believes that everyone's trying to hide the money. Well, her investigation comes up fruitless and she doesn't find anything. But by the end of the investigation, they kind of become friends and they kind of respect each other. And he kind of looks at her, Gondo looks at her, and it goes like, "Oh wow, you're kind of something. You're pretty good." And she is, likes him because he is charming, and he is polite, and he doesn't treat her badly, if you know what I mean. He doesn't look down on her necessarily. So there's some mutual respect going on. It's not a love story, but there's some mutual respect going on. So then during the course of the movie, she then becomes a tax inspector, so she has more investigative powers. And as she's sitting at her desk one day, a file comes by, and guess whose file it is? It's Gondo. Everyone believes that he has this secret money there. So she has to go back out and re-interview and just keep looking at his receipts and all this stuff to try to find the hidden money. And it's just this case of like, she can never quite get it. She finally kind of figures out, yeah, he's skimming money, but she can't quite figure it out. But during the meantime, they're friendly. They go out to dinner. They talk about their lives. They talk about their kids and the trouble that they're having with their kids. And that kind of culminates into a specific where everything kind of comes together at a head in both their lives while this investigation is going on. And I don't want to spoil it for you, obviously, because I think you should see this movie. And it's just an interesting ending. There's a sequel to this movie that's not as good, and it's actually quite a bit darker. But the first one, A Taxing Woman, is definitely really, really pretty good. It is one of the other reasons why I like this movie is that for a comedy, there was a lot of thought behind the cinematography. I'm not going to say that it was just like this, they'll get awards for it or anything, but you can kind of tell that the set was carefully created, the action is carefully directed. It's just an overall good movie. And while some of the stuff in the movie is definitely outdated, this is 1987 after all, I think it travels through time, and meaning that it's good. You can watch it 10 years from now, 2030, and still enjoy this movie as well. So, am I telling you to go see this movie? Absolutely. It's called A Taxing Woman. And what's interesting is that many libraries actually carry it. Now, I know during COVID-19, you can't actually go to the library, but if you are able to download ebooks and things like that, I think it's actually out there. It might even be on Canopy, which is a free service. If you have a library card, you can actually sign up for Canopy. It's spelled K-A-N-O-P-Y. And you can get like up to 6 free movies, but you have to have a library card. And I think it might be on their list. So if you get a chance to see this for free, then you really should. It's a fun little movie. And like I said, it's a movie that made me want to explore more Japanese movies, more Asian movies, because not only does it have a good story and it's shot pretty well, it gives you an assumptive look of Japanese culture at the time, meaning that this audience, that when they made this movie, they weren't making it for Americans. So if you were looking to see kind of Japanese life in there that's not watered down, you can definitely see it in this movie. So it's pretty cool. Granted, it's back in '87. So yeah, definitely go see this movie. Now, interestingly, I didn't know this until about a couple of years ago, that the movie was so popular in Japan. It won a lot of awards, by the way. But it was so popular in Japan that Capcom, the video game makers, made a video novel / video game for Capcom in 1989. And while the gameplay itself is whatever, it's about tax collecting, but the visuals of the game apparently are supposed to be amazingly stunning. I haven't seen it yet for myself, so I'm kind of looking for it. So if you know of a way to get a hold of it or a way to see those graphics, and you know that, if you could just let me know down below, like a link it or something, that'd be great. But yeah, so A Taxing Woman, go see this movie. It's about 2 hours long. It's a time warp back in the 1987's Japan, but it's funny. It's nice. It's kind of feel good. And there are going to be a couple parts in there where you're literally going to be biting your nails, going, "Oh no, please don't, please don't, please don't." Trust me, I don't want to spoil it, but watch this movie. It's pretty good. Again, this is not an action movie. It's a comedy, so it's a lot different than a lot of stuff that I review, like Cops vs. Thugs and things like that. But if you want to change the pace, give it a try. So that is the review for A Taxing Woman. Definitely go see it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, and I would love it if you subscribed. If we get up to 250 subscribers, you all will get a digital sushi roll of your choice. And who doesn't want sushi? I mean, it's the best thing ever. As a matter of fact, in a couple of days, I'm going to have real sushi. So, yeah. Anyway, so if you want to subscribe, please do. It would make me very happy. Again, this is the Unagi Observer. My name is Steve Gearhart. I know COVID-19 sucks right now. We don't know when it's going to end, but keep on going on, doing what you're doing. Stay safe, stay healthy, because I love you guys. I want you to keep on watching, and I want to maybe even, if it's possible, meet you. So do what you got to do, and stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time.